Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another exciting episode of Vino Volley. My name is Michael Wall, and along with me is my very handsome heartthrob,
Oh,
Ryan Rebecki.
pitter-patter goes my heart.
Hey, it's the month of love, baby. So
It
it's,
is.
It's going around.
Let's address the most important issue. Today's your birthday.
It is.
It is your cumpleaños.
Feliz.
39 revolutions on that big old ball of gas.
Don't feel a day past 16, except when I hiccuped while putting my seatbelt on and thought I was paralyzed. So, other than that, mentally,
Mentally.
right?
Always.
Yeah.
As long as you're mentally between the ages of like 16 to 22,
Yeah.
think we're doing all right.
But yeah, all in all, great day.
Oh, yeah.
Happy to be, back in the recording studio with you. I think it's a great way to cap off this birthday celebration. So enough about me.
Yep.
How are you?
I'm well.
Yeah.
I'm well. Already getting news. Little snow day tomorrow.
That's what it's looking like.
Getting somewhere between 6 and 12 inches, which I wish I could make a joke about that, but it's cold. I've been in the pool. And so snow day, so what better thing to do than record, drink some wine, have some laughs, and then mercilessly throw snowballs at my children tomorrow.
I've been told anything over 6 inches is just too much snow.
Snow, yes. Yeah, it's
so.
back-breaking work.
Yeah. Other than that, as we kind of roll along, there's always some housekeeping. I think it's the first time I don't have any, but apparently you have some that are because of me.
I do, yes, and I'm gonna circle back to that at one point in a moment.
Okay.
I'm back on the sidelines, baby.
Oh,
Had my indoor soccer coaching debut this past weekend.
I thought you were only gonna because you couldn't commit. I thought you were gonna be just an assistant, or
Oh yeah,
okay.
I sat down more than I've ever sat down coaching soccer.
And how'd that feel?
Unsure. But
Alright.
it was good. It was good to have someone else kind of take the helm, see an aspect of someone else's coaching, get the boys together, get the touches in, and even though I probably wouldn't say it to his face, often my son played freaking lights out in net.
Beautiful.
He had a shutout,
They call it a clean sheet.
clean sheet,
Yeah.
and then with 5 minutes left, his team was up 5-0, 4-0. I'm like, hey! And he's like, what? I'm like, get over here. He's like, what's happening? I'm like, you're going to run around and play the field. He's like, oh, I don't want to do that at all. I go, get out there. And what do you know? 30 seconds in,
Bang,
Cross comes in, pokes one in, and he's just like happy
Oh,
than
I like
pig and
this.
shit.
Yeah.
But it was good. So he made some unbelievable saves, and he was really feeling it. But it was good to get back on the pitch,
Yeah.
even if it's in like an assistant secondary coaching role. I
I
still
think you need that.
I still stepped up and let the coach voice out.
Yeah.
And,
Whistle in pocket.
No, it was in my truck. Yeah. No, the guy. I will tell you though, the referee for this game was the hottest shit in the world. He was like mid-60s, slick back hair. Dude came out of like a high-end BMW M5, so he's just like doing this for fun.
Yeah. Right.
And he's like talking to us candidly on the sideline. He's like, well, I don't know. That kid's got to work on his ball handling skills. He's like, well, you know what? That ball might have went out, but yeah, I'm not making that much money, and I'm gonna miss that call. I'm like, this is great.
Yeah.
It was great. So it was great to be back on the pitch, coaching, yelling at my kid, yelling at a bunch of other people's kids, and
great.
Good 5-1 victory. So
Nice.
yeah,
I almost had to yell at some youths, not in a coaching arena, but just more in a cut it out. There, we were at the playground, right across the street,
bunch of degenerates.
and this kid probably Ryder's age,
Okay.
and he's got his phone, and so I'm watching the playground, and I'm just hearing, what am I hearing behind me? And he was just hardcore rap.
Just aggressive.
Aggressive for that. And I get it, he was probably doesn't have any idea of half the things he's saying.
I hope not.
But they
Oh, he was saying it.
he
Wasn't
was
like,
just he had his phone and he was rapping along. And
Okay.
I was like, luckily it was only one song. He was one and done. I think he saw me look back a couple times.
yeah.
Because I was gonna be man, you got to stop. There's 4-year-olds, 5-year-olds, and they don't know what you're saying, but
Yeah.
they can't hear that stuff. But yeah, it was so. Yeah.
Bunch of rapscallions.
Yeah, oh yeah,
the
gotta
ballyhoo.
Hey, you gotta set the tone.
You gotta set
You know, and all walks of life, all right, whether it's athletics, social atmosphere,
Yeah.
you gotta set the tone.
Oh, 100%.
So
Speaking of setting the tone, we got Valentine's Day coming up.
that's right.
The most forced romantic day.
And I set the tone very low.
Yeah.
Jess and I are not big on like the big to do, like maybe a card.
Yeah.
You know, flowers they're always marked up, so I usually don't. I don't.
Yeah.
Get those either.
Yeah.
So
See, I like doing like flowers on a whim. So like I
There you go,
did
yeah.
flowers
Well,
like a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. I was like couple bouquets here and
Yeah.
there.
Jess loves that too.
Yeah.
I don't do that though.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I really should though, because she always loves having flowers, and it's an easy one. But
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
Anyway.
So yeah, the as you put it last episode, the Hallmark holiday
yes,
is upon us.
Yeah.
But you know, the kids give the little Valentine's things to their classmates, and then they get all jacked up on sugar. And
how do you feel actually as we're talking about that? How do you feel about the stereotypical Valentine's Day candy, the little candy hearts, in or out on them? Like the
I
ones
mean,
that
I
have like
don't
little
yeah.
messages. Not as like
I've always been like kind of in on them. I want them to be like over the top and raunchy though. But I mean, you're not going
not
to give
the
like
message,
a
just like
6-year-old
eating
one.
them.
Oh no, it's a waste of time.
Oh,
It's like
you don't-
Smarties. Like, what are we doing here?
I like Smarties.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, okay.
Teach their own. But like,
Now, as a big market tease,
big market tease.
the following episode is also going to deal with some aspect of romance, but it might be not the one that not the good stuff. So we'll get into that a little
Okay.
later. But
All right.
just we want our listeners to have that brain going and just be like, what is going on?
Yeah. We'll
So-
sell you the whole seat. You're only going to need the edge.
That's
That might
right.
be copyright infringement. Mike, we don't have a Michael Wall Honesty Hour
We don't.
this episode. But I noticed upon reviewing of our last episode, you used the phrase done and dusted a few times.
Is that not the correct?
Oh, no, it is.
Oh.
Which I appreciated. It's super appropriate. I love the phrase. Don't look it up on the internet, though.
Did
'Cause
you go to Urban Dictionary?
Well, no, you just because you think of done and dusted. I'm pretty sure you just go down the rabbit hole of like gilf, like au pair porn.
What?
Yeah.
What? That is not what. I thought it was like it had like.
No, I'm totally
race-
just kidding.
Okay.
But it's just like every time you say it, I'd be like, "Tee," like
I was like,
done and dusted is just like I don't know, some old grandma getting.
that's a you problem.
Yeah, I don't know.
I
maybe
thought
is.
it had like racial undertones.
No.
Oh, it's
Done and
just your-
dusted. Either way, I just gave someone a great idea for a film,
That's good. I mean, that's
a
gonna be-
documentary. If
That's
you
going to be up on Urban Dictionary later of what a done and dusted is.
will. Yep. So there you go.
You're a fucking weirdo.
You're contributing to popular
You know,
culture.
like as when you get married, for better or for worse, this is the same thing. What we have here, and that dark, kind of going back to the making sure you had to say consensual sex
yeah.
with your partner.
Yeah.
It's on that just goes. That's in the same like just weird Rebecca bucket.
Listen, it's a month of romance. I haven't started drinking yet, but things might get a little saucy.
We're going to get there. And before we get there, though, I hope everyone took a look at our social media page. Again, Vino Volley 85. We have official stemware, my friend.
Oh, we do.
Courtesy of beautiful gift from my brother-in-law and sister-in-law, Justin and Melissa. So we will, for this episode and future episodes, be drinking out of official Vino Volley wine glasses. Very excited to hear the tingy on that.
Yeah. See what the acoustics
Yeah,
are.
we gotta really nail that. Hopefully, obviously not break them.
Honestly, I'm so excited to drink this wine.
I mean,
Like the bill of sale that I was given.
yeah.
I've been itching. I was telling my coworkers about it.
Now again, we've been in this situation before, so we're just.
I'm telling you, I'm waiting to be threatened by this wine. I'm
Oh, yeah,
waiting
that's
to
right,
have.
the
I'm
one-
waiting to have that scared look as I look across the table and my lip is just trembling because it's so impressive, but also
It's so threatening.
so scary.
What would be threatening? So non-threatening is just like I'm assuming is easy drinking.
Yeah.
It's light.
Yeah, everyone likes it. My
So,
favorite
like-
phrase like user friendly.
Yeah. So we're talking like something bold that like have like 2 or 3 glasses you can get yourself into trouble, like that kind of
Yeah,
threatening.
like I want to have the same expression on my face as when I like eat something so good that it looks like my face makes like an awful It's like
All
scrunchy
right.
face, or like when,
So we're looking for threatening.
or like when someone plays bass and they just scrunch their face up like they're like holding in a fart.
Yeah.
Like it's just like alarming and concerning. You're just like, ooh.
So we're looking for the bad boy.
Yeah,
The
Yeah.
danger, like riding in on a Harley, like, yeah, take me out of school. Like, let's go.
Yeah. Try to fix you.
Never works out.
No.
All right.
So-
Well, we're almost there.
Okay.
So, to all our Vino Volleyers out there, it is time to pop those corks, indulge in a healthy pour, and dive stud showing into today's episode. Now, we alluded to it. Again, today's episode is focusing all on the romance of soccer. And to that, we kind of had a twofold, a little bit of change in the second part of the episode. But the first part is going to be talking about what we find romantic about the game itself. It could be aspects of the sport. We could talk about moments that we romanticize about, things that just stay with you, that give you. I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about
Okay.
moments, and then people that we're romantic for, as in just they've provided us great happiness
Mhm.
and joy, and for that we love them.
Yes.
So that is going to be the main focus, and to that the second part is going to be our first ever. We feel in the month of love, I don't think we really can talk about who we're going to punch in the face. So this is actually going to be most kissable face.
All right.
So as it is the month of love, we thought what type of wines would really, and Italian wines, right? It's a romance language. Obviously, there's so many romantic portions of Italy.
Places. People. The language. I wish I had a mandolin
say-
right now.
I mean, I went to Amalfi for my honeymoon. They might be romantic to other Italians.
Yeah.
They were a little standoffish to a redhead. I'm just gonna say, I felt more at home with the Irish people. They
Yeah.
were very embracing.
Oh, you mean the blazing hot 90-degree Amalfi sun
Correct.
wasn't welcoming to you?
No, neither were they. They looked at me as I was an outsider, but you didn't have to. So anyway,
That's funny. I get nods from everybody walking down the street.
no shit, dude. They probably think you were born there.
Mhm.
Yeah. So anyway, but with my wife, we had a
Alas.
very romantic time, typically by ourselves. So that's where we're in it, okay? And yeah, I don't know. I'm really angry there,
Yeah.
but we're excited for the wine.
Deep-seated hatred.
Raga, why don't you read a little bit about the wine, and then we'll get into it.
All right. Today we are drinking the Corte alla Flora Rosso Toscano, IGT. It is a Tuscan red blend. I am on their website. That's where I could get the most accurate tasting notes and flavor profile. So this is, like I said, red blend, 50% Cab Sav, as they say it in the biz. Merlot, 30%, and a Syrah, 20%. But grown in the Tuscan region of Italy. It is 12 months aged in Allier Barriques, followed by 12 months in the bottle. So we are expecting a deep ruby red color. And the tasting arrangement is this great red is a sublime mix between modern style of concentration, softness, and traditional elegance. Ruby red color, elegant and intense fragrance with hints of berry, spices, and vanilla. And the flavor, high structure and excellent balance between alcohol and acidity. Like that. The tannins are delicately present. Let the wine breathe 1 hour prior to serving. Goes with roast red meat and game. We're only talking about one game tonight, am I right? And that's a game of soccer.
We did not let it go 1 hour. I used, again, our method. I used an aerator. We poured it about 15 minutes ago. So it's been sitting for 15, 20 minutes. So we're gonna, by the end of the episode, it will have been open an hour.
Yeah.
So we'll see if it changes, but
We stick with our method.
that's right.
And like I said, last episode, bought this at the Vin Bin, which is like a smaller specialty wine store in the Massachusetts area, Central Mass. I walked in. I was looking for a certain Italian bottle. They didn't have it. And the guy said, this is the best bang for your buck. It usually hovers around like $44, $45 a bottle. He's like, I got it on sale. I think I paid $22.99 for this.
All right. So this will be again, full retail. This is going to be the most expensive bottle we have drank. Very excited to see where we land.
Yep. Average price from Vivino is $34.45. Whoever
Okay.
would pay 45 cents. It's ridiculous. But we're dealing with an average.
Yeah.
And numbers.
All right. Shall we?
Yeah, we shall. Different acoustics. It's a thick glass.
Well, it had to be for them to be able to engrave
engrave it.
the yeah.
Oh, those legs are gonna take us for a little journey. That is.
Blackberry on the nose.
Yeah, I'm liking what I'm seeing. I'm liking what I'm smelling.
The color is amazing. The legs are thick.
Yeah,
She's thick.
We're going
Yeah.
at least 2, maybe 3 C's.
What else am I? I'm getting something else. I want to.
I got the blackberry, a little bit of
I
cherry.
want to say licorice. All right, I'm diving in.
Yeah, get in there. That's pretty good.
That's good.
Yeah.
That is good. I'm still. If you got initial thoughts or notes, go for it. I need to go in for a second.
Initial first taste, really, really good mouthfeel. And they mentioned the balance between alcohol and acidity, like nailing it. And then I put my glass down, and it is like legs for days.
Yeah.
I am looking for, again, I've kind of pumped the tires on this one. I'm hoping I didn't steer us wrong here, but I'm thinking that this might really end up high score territory.
Definitely. I mean, especially since we're, we could probably give this another 40 minutes and see where it changes, but definitely strong berry flavor. What was it as far as like the notes as for being dry?
14% alcohol content. Did I mention that before?
It is. I mean, again, I think it needs a little time to open up. It is. I mean, I can taste like it's a strong.
You know what you were picking up?
What?
Cloves.
Oh, all right.
Yep. Berries, cloves on the nose, long-lasting finish. These are just like a couple of reviews people put on there, but like definitely get cherry. You get the raspberry, the blackberry, and I think definitely the cloves. Now that I've seen it, I definitely second that motion. But yeah, the legs on this thing are stupid.
Yeah. No, I'm excited to see how it opens up.
Like I want beef.
I mean,
I need like a stew.
This is. I mean,
this would even hold up really well to like carbonara. Like I could mess with this with the carbonara as well.
oh yeah, I'll say. I mean, it's like
Daddy likey.
looking at Vivino. It's like if you took like the meter and just jammed it all the way to the left. Like it's dry. It is the driest wine.
So this should do well for your sinus condition. You just completely.
I'm surprised like I sound the way I do because I'm pretty sure my gums are just jammed up against my upper lip. Like I feel like if you ever see me, myself, and Irene when he like takes the medication, gives him terrible cotton mouth. He's just like you look at him, it's just teeth. It's like gums are just sucked up and. But I think it from a flavor profile, it's scratching where I itch. So
yeah, right away.
So really hot start.
Boxes.
I'm excited to see if it changes and we get more of the salty of those other notes, or if it as it is a higher alcohol content, you can taste a little bit of just like it's not like booziness because I feel like that gives it just like, but it's just you feel it when it's going down. It's it's not just like pure velvet. Like you're drinking something that
it's not a shy wine.
Yes,
it's I don't want to say that it's threatening yet, but I'll tell you what it is threatening. High score territory. Can't wait to see where this opens up.
Yeah.
What adventure it takes us on.
And to that, shall we dive in?
Let's, please.
So, before we get into our talking points of what we're romantic about, and I have a few, we actually had some write-ins, which I'm very excited about. Yeah, so I want to read those out. Hopefully I don't botch them too bad, as we know I can't read very well. So the first one is from Samantha. And Samantha titled it Love-uary, which I thought was a clever...
Ooh, I like that.
Right? So I'm going to jam this up to like damn near glaucoma, like
Oh my God.
1,000,
Oh my God.
so I can read it easily and give Samantha her due. Hi guys, long-time listener, first-time emailer. My sister Emily is one of Ryan's colleagues, and she told me about your podcast as I am a lover of soccer, especially English soccer of all levels. I've listened from the beginning. First, I would like to ask how... Oh, right, I forgot about this part.
Yeah.
First, I would like to ask how you are doing after hearing of Klopp's upcoming departure. We know.
Emotionally fragile, but physically available.
Short answer, I'm sure we'll talk about this at length at some other time. Short answer, it was an absolute gut shot.
Yeah.
Felt like, honestly, like losing a parent. And I had so many people text me, like literally
like a wellness check.
Someone had died.
Yeah.
So it definitely it hurt, but watching his kind of like not farewell speech, but like announcement, I accept it. I love the man, and I think he does. He needs his rest. So yeah, we're not going to dwell on it.
One of us is going to start crying.
Yeah,
and I'm probably going to cry at some point in today's episode. So continue.
Okay. So I, for one, was shocked, and I'm really sad about it. But commend him for his honesty. He is the best.
Indeed,
he really is the best. In terms of my love for soccer, it began as a 5-year-old and has flourished ever since. As a woman, some of my most favorite memories revolve around the women's national team. Of course, the 99ers and being blessed to have gone to a game during the pivotal World Cup as a 14-year-old girl was huge. My other favorite memory was Abby Wambach's literal last-second header against Brazil in the quarterfinals of the 2011 World Cup. A lot of great memories there. Just freaking amazing. I'm so happy to see women's soccer grow and people respect women for the amazing athletes they are. Of course, I would be remiss if I didn't mention a Premier League memory, and as much as I really dislike them, the Manchester City Aguero last-second goal at the end of the 2011-2012 season to win the league was amazing and thrilling. Yeah, fuck Man City. Sorry this was a long one, and obviously, no apologies. We love it. We hope this is not the last time. I mean, you talk about your love of soccer.
Yeah.
There's got to be some animosity in there, so let's bring it out.
Yeah,
and maybe for the next, in the month of March, the most punchable face. But anyway, it goes on. I could go on and on about my love of soccer. Thank you for your hard work and for making me laugh while listening about my favorite sport and league. Now it's just to try some wine. Well, we've given you at least 8 and going to be 9 recommendations, so good place to start.
100%.
So thank you very much.
Thanks, Sam.
Yeah, thank you, and we hope this isn't the last time we hear from you.
Yeah.
All right. Next up is Juan.
Hi, Juan.
Hi, Juan. Juan writes, "Hey guys, first time writing in. My name is Juan, and I'm really loving the pod. One of the moments I really loved was when I got the opportunity to go watch a Colombian national team play and hearing the whole stadium sing the national anthem, which brought tears to my eyes. I also want to give a big shout out to all my coaches that really pushed me and made me love the sport more. Thank you, Ryan."
That's me.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
him.
him. And finally, I'd like to say all the training sessions with my dad and my older brother who got me into the sports and made me love it even more. I got a little tingle there. That was nice. Well, thank you, Juan. So those were our 2 write-ins for the love of soccer. We do have 1 write-in later for a kissable face, so we will circle back to that. But
excellent. Now,
I think it's time for us to express our love of soccer. I broke it down into 3 sections.
Okay.
Would you like to share first? Maybe we can...
I did it kind of like 2 different ways. I did things and people who love in soccer. And then...
I don't know if I understand what you just said.
Yeah, neither do I.
Okay.
And then I have why I myself love the game.
All right.
So I came up first with like a short list of like the best relationships in soccer. And I'd be remiss if I didn't start with, of course, the ultimate soccer power couple, that of course being David and Posh Spice.
I feel like he's also going to be your most kissable face.
He's not.
Oh, okay.
He is not. I mean, I would love them both to give me a kiss on either cheek. You know, I think that'd be great. I'd love that. But no, just like what he meant to for the country, for the game, being the first like almost international soccer superstar, kind of like playboy, and like that whole lifestyle. I feel like almost every professional footballer has now, where it's like you drive the fastest cars, you're dating supermodels, you're doing like the rock star lifestyle. Like he made soccer players rock stars. Like, don't get me wrong, Maradona was like the biggest thing at the time for soccer.
Yeah, just absolutely just ripping lines of coke off. Like,
And that was my second best relationship. That was Maradona, cocaine, and like large-breasted hookers. Just for a man who was very short of stature, like he must have had enough friggin' China White going through his veins to just run through, like, I don't know, 20 sheets of drywall.
Oh my god!
But I mean, hey, the dude could play. He
cat could ball.
Could ball. And watching him, like, in the stands, like, if you do, like, Maradona highlights, like, while he's watching games, just, like, the pure passion. Just so animated, such a character. But, I mean, dude loves uppers and, like, ladies of the night. He just climb all up over them big women. What else? Other very well-known relationships in soccer. Jurgen Klopp and his wife, Ulla. Just, like, it's so sweet. Like, the way he, like, dotes over her.
Yeah.
And apparently she's very well-known for writing children's books.
Oh.
That's, like, she's, like, a published children's book author, and I just feel like that's, like, the sweetest thing in the world.
That is sweet.
Yeah. Like, just, like, a nice...
It's wholesome.
Makes me feel good.
Yeah.
And then we're going to juxtapose that with Zinedine Zidane and his love for the solar plexus. And if you don't know what the solar plexus is, that's the sternum, also known as the chest plate. Because he tried to drive his forehead.
The most prolific careers, and to people who don't love the game, will forever just be remembered for absolutely jamming his dome into. Was it Chile? No.
Italy.
Yeah,
they were playing Italy.
I'm just trying to remember the player.
Oh yeah,
it's just chest plate.
It's one of those things where, like, if you go back and watch it, it's not quite to the extent of like an MMA knockout, but it's just so jarring and alarming that it happened. You're like, oh.
I mean, that does remind me of like one of the Family Guy episodes. It's like, oh, that's like getting a birthday card from Zinedine Zidane, and like they knocks on the door and like his like grandmother, and he like headbutts her and goes, "Bien anniversaire," and throws the cake on her. So yeah.
So that was just a couple like soccer relationships that I think are very important. And you could also go back and do the more local to here, the Nomar Garciaparra and Mia Hamm.
Mia Hamm.
Yeah, I mean, she was the biggest thing since sliced ham.
Good one.
As it pertains, like, she put women's U.S. soccer on the map.
Agreed.
Fact.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
And then, to fall in love with one of the most celebrated baseball players of our lifetime, even though he didn't really have an illustrious and or long career here, but he was just like the poster child for Boston Red Sox baseball. So those are my relationships within soccer that I wanted to highlight. So, I'll circle back to mine. You go now.
So I have it broken down. So as I the whole synopsis of our discussion was things about the game that we're romantic about, moments in the game that we're romantic about, and people. So I'll start with aspects of the game that I just absolutely love. The nature of the game is as number one, right? Mm-hmm. It's 45 minutes of just pure athleticism. It's uninterrupted. You know, as a player, you're out there, right? There's no stoppage. I mean, besides like an injury or whatever, like, so, there's no one like mic'd up in a helmet to give you, instructions. Like, you put a game plan out there, you have to execute, and your coach can probably yell like transitional things, but like, it's on you to execute and be able to see what's going on. Like, for 45 minutes, you've got to either thrive or survive until the halftime, and then you figure it out and hope that coach hasn't anticipated these counterpoints that you're going to make, and then you got to do it for another 45 minutes again. I watched the Chelsea game today. I was hoping that their slide was going to continue. They pulled it back. A good win against Crystal Palace. Conor Gallagher ran a 13K today.
Damn.
Yeah. He was surprised himself, but just like, that's, and from a spectator, I love it because you're in it, right?
It's raw and as live could be.
Right. There's no breaks, there's no commercials, there's no TV timeouts. So one, you just get the best bang for your buck. I know we've said it a million times, but also it's like you're in and you're out.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're in a beautiful position that we're 5-6 hours behind.
Mm-hmm.
So the games are on like first thing in the morning. So I wake up, you have a cup of coffee, you watch the game. Hopefully your team wins and you go on with the rest of your day.
Yeah, or you absolutely,
or just
or you want to avoid your family, or your family wants to avoid you.
So just the game itself.
Spend time just looking out into the forest behind your house.
Yeah. Or smashing, as I did once, is Liverpool lost once and we had this like massive tree stump, but it was dead, and I didn't say anything. I literally just got up, walked outside.
Daddy's fine.
Jess was like, "What did you do?" And I was like, I just absolutely demolished. I was like, it wasn't even an axe. I took a sledgehammer and just beat the shit out of this, like to a pulp, like literally till it's just
literal
like sawdust.
Yeah.
And she's just like looks out the window. It's just like, all right.
She's never been more scared or turned on. That was one of my things I mentioned, as well as the overall product.
Yeah.
In and out, 2 to 2.5 hours. Advertisements, they're on the jersey, they're on the side of the stands, but like they don't encroach. You get your commercials in when you get your commercials in, and it's just so good.
Yep. I have the World Cup. I think it's, they showed like how many million watch the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Billions of people watch the World Cup. And there's nothing more just celebrating your country in an athletic event. Obviously, like the Olympics is, everybody tunes into the Olympics. So to have that solely for soccer is just amazing. You don't have that for any other like the major sports. And as much as I love Liverpool and we talk about it, like if I had the choice between Liverpool winning every trophy or USA winning the World Cup, I'm going to take USA winning the World Cup, because it just, again, like I'm going to be just tingling all this whole episode. Like anytime I say something, like just
be greased down.
Yeah. Well, I'll say the increasing amount of hairs on my shoulders and back as I get older just keep perking up. I'm just gonna look like a porcupine by the end of this. So the World Cup, and then the other one, which I'm gonna mention briefly because I think we might talk about it in later episodes, but the fact that there is no playoffs.
Yeah.
That the season is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
The thing I love about it, which I think, a lot of people who are fans of football, are fans of baseball, they don't understand it. Like, what do you mean? How can you not have playoffs? And the reason I love it so much is because simply means there is no tomorrow.
Right.
And we've seen it. I mean, Liverpool's obviously been on the receiving end of it in the Klopp Guardiola era, that if you are not absolutely perfect, you're just going to miss out. Yeah. It's every game is a must win.
Zero room for error.
So that's what I just love about. I mean, it's obviously probably the most frustrating. You would love, to have that second chance to hit that pinnacle. Mm-hmm. But it's also what I love about it is the fact that like you have to bring it and do so with all these cup games, these international breaks, the extensive injuries that we went through. It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's what I think it's what makes it so good. And then we'll obviously, this is definitely going to be a future episode. Mm-hmm. I think one we're actually going to try and do a 2-bottler, so that will be the one you will sleep over. Relegation.
The best.
Beauty and
I had that down too.
The love. It's just, I guess I don't. If it was my team, I wouldn't love it. But it's just like from a sporting perspective, just the fact that like, hey, you two were the worst.
Yeah, you're
gone.
Not good enough.
Yeah, you're gone. Like imagine if the NFL, the worst 3 teams went to the XFL.
Yeah.
And then like these smaller stadiums now, like they get this influx of cash. Like it
helps build rivalries. It helps build the product too, and keeps it from getting stale. Granted, like you look at the Premier League, it's usually the same teams on top, but you get a team come in and you're like, you know what? Like I've got my team, but like I can like secondarily hitch my wagon to those guys. Like, I like their style. I like a couple players. Like, they just came up. Like, they're playing as hard as they can given what they are. And you hope, like, they stay up. And it's a good underdog story.
Yeah. And so that kind of, when you said, like, you kind of can hitch your ride with these other teams, that brings me now to, like, the second, which is moments in soccer that I love. And the first one I had is Leicester winning the league. Like, the Leicester story is awesome. I love Claudio Ranieri. Jamie Vardy was like that asshole that, like, you just loved. Like, that team was great. And 5,000 to 1 odds, and against all odds, doing what they did, I think it just shows, like, it's a beautiful, you
still gonna play.
It's such a romantic moment.
You don't win it on paper.
Right, exactly. So one that I always love, and again, the game ended 2-2, but the build up, the announcers, the Jermaine Jones goal against Portugal, where you just hear the guy scream his last name and just absolutely rips a piss missile into the top corner.
Yeah.
Again, obviously, the game ended 2-2, but that was just, it's a moment I'll always be romantic about. I remember we were down in Hilton Head. We were celebrating my parents' anniversary. So, do you have any, by the way, before I just keep...
No, because your next one was on my list as well.
Oh, the Alisson goal against West Brom. Now, again, it wasn't a goal to win the league or anything, but it was Liverpool needed to win their last, like, 5 games. Mm-hmm. And this was a game, they're tied. It's in stoppage time. Alisson's running up. You hear the announcers being like, "Oh, this never works." And
but he had...
Yes.
A week ago, just lost his father.
He had just lost. Yes, drowning is. Oh, God. It was. Yeah. So that, like, that moment, the moment afterwards. So scoring, players absolutely just mauling him, Klopp embracing him. That's just what's not to be romantic about. Like, it was. I think he, like, actually started crying. Like, he was so emotional because
I was crying in my front yard. I was listening to the game on my phone because I was, like, outside doing yard work or washing my truck or something, and I just had it on my phone. And I remember, like, stopping everything, running around my front yard, and then just, like, openly weeping. And then again watching the highlights, just like, oh God. But that's just me. It's been well established. I'm a massive softie.
Yeah. And so we're gonna follow up this beautiful romantic moment with Pulisic basically scoring a goal with his dick in the World Cup.
That was swinging American dick.
Yeah, that is just. I mean, again, anytime the USA is in the World Cup, and it was a big goal, huge goal, and to just, I mean, literally, he put it all on the line. Like, there's nothing more vulnerable than the family jewels, and he used it to just hump it into submission. So that is mine. And then I'll circle back to this one, but as a beautiful moment of sportsmanship, Salman Rondon, there was when he was playing for, I think it was West Brom, DeAndre Yedlin was playing for Sunderland at the time, it might have been. Basically, Yedlin goes up to head a ball, and Rondon doesn't see him. He's backtracking, so Yedlin basically catches him on his shoulder mid-air and is just going to, like, absolutely, could have broken his neck.
Yeah.
Rondon, I mean, he's the opposing player, literally catches him and cradles him to the ground to, like, save him from injury. Didn't have to do it. And I say that because fucking dickhead Harry Kane, to drop fouls, will literally look at a player, see that he's going to jump, and throw his body into it and fall to the ground.
Yeah.
Fuck Harry Kane.
Yeah.
Be more like Rondon. Anyway. Yeah. And so lastly, as far as moments, there are several, but Divock Origi, I know we always differed, but
we did.
The man, you cannot deny that the man has some of the most memorable goals.
He definitely has a horseshoe up his ass, or had a horseshoe up his ass, because, like, dude came on and, like, made plays.
But one, the Everton goal, again, and good old T-Rex arms, Pickford fumbling that and should have just put it right out of bounds. Capitalized on that. Newcastle header. Again, these were all goals that was the difference between 1 point and 3 points and kept us in the title hunt. And then obviously the goals against Barcelona at Anfield that propelled us to the Champions League final. And then obviously the sealing goal in the Champions League final, as well as Tottenham to put the game to bed. So yeah, Origi, I mean, I have absolutely I don't know what it is, but like there's certain players that I just want to be great. Ox, Minamino, Origi,
big Ox guy.
Big Ox guy. But yeah,
he was on the cover. He was on the cover of FIFA.
Really?
There was one year, I think it was him.
Was he when he was on Arsenal, or was he Liverpool?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I think it was on. It was like, God damn it! I mean, I could look it up. I have a pocket computer, but like, there was 3 people on the cover.
I want you to guess, and then you'll be on the Honesty Hour when you get it wrong.
Nah,
like your Disney.
It was
years.
like one like main, already established star, and then it might have been like, because Conte had his own cover, I think, or it might have been Conte, Ox, and then someone in the middle.
Well, if it was Conte, it would have been Ox at Liverpool at that point. But yeah, no, I was a sucker for those. And I have a Lallana jersey, which I still love. I don't know what it is. But anyway, so a couple others. And is it just one that's like only in the UK?
No, FIFA 13.
FIFA 13? Oh, so now he's on. Then it's not Conte. Then he's on.
No,
it's
Ox
on Arsenal.
Joe Hart, and in the middle, Lionel Messi.
Oh wow! Oh yeah, no shit.
Yeah. So there you go.
So moments again, winning the Champions League, winning the Premier League. Although the Premier League, was the first one in 30 years. It just you talk about what you're romantic about in soccer. It's Fortress Anfield, it's the fans, and that was a year during COVID. They won it, and you couldn't do a
parade.
A parade.
Yeah,
they won it in a stadium with no one. They were celebrating. Again, it was great. It was, and I'm sure they were psyched, but it just like
it took a little bit of the luster of the moment out.
Yeah,
yeah,
and just for how long it had taken them, it just that one hurt a little bit. And then people that I love. As we know, Jurgen Klopp, there's nothing I want more in this world than just a embrace from that man. Maybe he can sniff the top of my head, I don't know. And then I mentioned them, but players, and most of these are ones that I just wanted them to do so well. So Minamino was one of them. I saw that him at, was either Leipzig or, I think it was Leipzig.
Was it
or Salzburg. Or Salzburg. It was one of the Red Bull teams. Because I know it's the same team that Holland was on at the time, and I thought this kid had it, and you always saw moments of it, but not consistent enough. Lallana, another one, just a great 2-footed player, but man, it's made of glass.
Yeah.
And
you still have your Lallana jersey, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's no way you're getting rid of that.
Toxic green one, no way. Ox. I have an Ox jersey too. I have a Lallana and an Ox jersey. The only one I don't have is a Minamino jersey. But Ox, I mean, I thought when he played central midfield, was healthy, driving through he was unstoppable and had just an absolute leg.
Piss missile.
And again, just kind of hampered by injuries and just was never the same after that. Rye, do you have any others you care to add?
I didn't necessarily have people. I had more events and things I love associated with the game. You touched upon it, the idea of the passion for both club and country, how it brings people together, especially in, it's like that with any country's league, right? In England, fans hate other fans, that's why they make hooligan movies, right? And the idea that they despise that team, fuck those guys. And then once the World Cup comes around, everyone's singing Kumbaya, and it's up the Lions and.
Yeah.
So I think that is unique sport-wise. That's off the top of my head, that's the only sport I can think of where that happens. In baseball, they have the World Baseball Championship, but it's just not as prevalent or powerful as the World Cup. 2 last things I have here is the build of play. And people who are on the outside of soccer,
that's a good one,
don't understand, the nuances of the game. Right? And they look at it, it's these guys are flopping around, or what happened? The game's only 1-0 or tie, 0-0 tie. How much fun is that? It's but to see the build up, to see the play develop, right? And to see a team
Triangles, baby.
firing on all cylinders, and I'm sitting on my couch just like flicking my man bean, waiting for them to friggin' make a cross or put a goal in. And it's like the suspense. It's like the athletic foreplay of like watching plays develop, and you're like, and then just the overall celebration. Like, I yelled so loud this past weekend. I can't remember what goal it was during the Liverpool game, but my wife was just like, "What is like? Everything's fine." I'm like, but like it is fine.
Well, you don't like
They're
Nunez,
winning, but like,
so I'm gonna go with the Diaz goal.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
but it's just like there aren't a lot of goals. There's more now than there probably ever has been, or at least like the numbers are probably up. It's just the anticipation for success and watching plays develop, because you know that goals are so few and far between, and it takes such incredible athletic and team talent to pull it all together. Yeah. The second thing is the scoring of the goal. I know I kind of mentioned that, but I'm going to... This is where I might get a little emotional. I've always been coaching for a while. Seeing not only the success of kids that you coach as a coach for the game, knowing what goes into it, knowing how hard these kids try, and seeing them succeed, winning games, scoring goals, like, it really does mean a lot as a coach and a fan of the game, like watching them succeed in the sport. Personally, like, watching both my boys score their first goal, granted it was like 4-on-4 kick around kindergarten. Like, thank God the sun was out that day and I had sunglasses on, because like I'm pretty sure when
it's pollen.
Yeah,
so
when Ryder scored his first goal, I was like choking back. I was just like, oh God. And even like Dean, like even the second time around, like, it still means so much for them to like be successful and score a goal, and to see like the pure and utter joy. And even this past weekend, you know, my son's been he plays keeper, so he's so used to like keeping the ball out of the net. To have him get back and like score a goal, and it's still like the smile on his face, and just the teammates supporting everybody else and being happy for your teammate for scoring a goal. Like, it's such a genuine, pure, enjoyable moment that like I love so much about the game.
This is an audio medium, so no one else can see that Ryan's eyes are watering up.
Yeah, a little
just
bit.
a tad bit.
A little bit.
Meanwhile, I'm on the opposite end of that, where this morning when I was taking Eleanor to school, Jess had her hair up in a bun, and she said, "Oh, she wanted her hair up like Belle." And I was like, "Oh, but you know, sweetie, that's a Darwin bun or a Virgil bun." And she goes, "Not Virgil van Dijk, not Darwin, Belle." I was just like, "What? Why do you say mean things to hurt your father?" So we're hoping that Elle turns around. She says she does want to, you know, kick the ball around. She would love to kick the ball around with her teammates. She doesn't want to play against another team, which I don't think she really kind of realized how the game works. But anyway,
yeah,
I digress. So, yeah, a lot to love about the game.
Yeah.
And, yeah, it just
brings us all together.
I mean,
even through hatred, it brings people together.
Yeah. And
you gotta, at the end of the day, even you might despise a player or a team, but there still is.
I mean, I'll watch games that I've got no skin in, and like there's moments where you're just like, God damn, like all the feels, you know, They go into the crowd like rushes the play.
See, that's where I lose it. And then if they show like their father, like their parents, I'm just like, oh my God, they love their kid so much.
When Lucho's dad was in the stands after he had been kidnapped. Anyway, let's not. Ryan.
I can't.
So,
I can't do that.
You know, love it. It's the game we love. It's the reason we do this. But let's talk about this vino.
Yeah, let's. It's awesome.
It's great.
It is really good. I've noticed as I've been drinking, and I was like, I don't know if you, again, audio medium. I'm sure Mike noticed me making like a perplexed look at the glass as I'm just like putting it down, having to think, looking at it, having to think. I'm getting red apple as well.
Like a red delicious?
Like a red delicious.
Like I can't tell you the last time I've had a red delicious, so I don't know if I would.
Just like, because it's not a green apple. It's not a crisp green apple, but it definitely has like a red apple taste to it. At least that's what I'm getting.
Interesting.
It stayed true. I am getting a little bit more vanilla too as it kind of warms up and comes a little bit higher up to temperature and sits in the glass. The legs are stupid on this.
Yeah.
Like
it's-
they run for days. And color super dark. I foresee myself probably going back there.
Oh. I was like, don't.
Oh no, I'm not gonna tease the score yet, but I'm probably gonna go back this week and see if they have another couple bottles at that price too.
Yeah, I'm maybe. I mean, I definitely. It's weird. I smell more berry on the nose. With that, I still get a hint of licorice. Not because clove is a little bit like when I smell a clove, like that wouldn't be as like similar, but. I think I can, like, once you said red apple,
Yeah.
and like talking about the tartness, the crispness,
Yeah.
I can definitely taste that a little bit. Like I can almost picture what a Red Delicious like
Right?
taste in my mind.
Are we getting better?
I don't know, but like before, I was just like, oh, like I can't remember the last time, but like you said that, and I took a sip, and I was just like, fuck yeah, like I think I can.
He's right.
Oh my god, he's inside my mind. But yeah, I think without giving a number, I think this can probably safely say this is the best one to date.
Yeah.
So very excited. We'll see how it finishes out. Probably we're gonna need to pour some more.
Yeah.
So we'll get to that. But it is now time for our first ever most kissable face.
Most kissable face. I'm so used to being angry
I know.
and like full of visceral hatred.
You just gotta
I gotta
let the wine do the. Just put you in the mood. Well, tell you what.
I gotta
we
reframe
got
my
one.
passion.
We've got one right in, so
Okay.
that'll help you kind of just like
simmer
set
down
the
now.
tone. So Jess writes in.
Hi,
She
Jess.
goes, "Hey guys, love the romantic switch up to smoochable faces this week. Would love to plant a big one on the Egyptian king himself, Mo Salah. Whether he's clean shaven, as seen in his beautiful wedding photo, or with a full beard, he's got just the cutest face in the game. Hugs and kisses, Jess." I was like, have you ever seen Mo Salah's wedding photo?
Yeah, it's weird.
He's just like, I was just like, damn.
Yeah.
Because,
No.
like, when he came, like, again, like, he's not, like, a bad-looking dude, but he's got, like, the hair's always, like,
Yeah.
wild. He's got the beard, but, like, clean
Oh
shaven.
no,
like,
he's
just,
like outrageously handsome.
yeah, it is just, like,
Yeah.
but, yeah, no, so, Jess, she knows.
She knows.
She knows. So, thank you, Jess. We appreciate it. Would you like me to?
You go.
All right. So, I went couple different ways, and the first one I went with from a most kissable face was one that not that I personally from just I found attractive or just like by general standards is an attractive person, but one that has just elicited so much emotion that I just wanted to just plant one on to say thank you. And for that, my most kissable face is Divock Origi. Going back, you might have seen it coming with. I mean,
No,
again,
I'm actually surprised by this,
did not
but
score many goals, but the 2 goals against Barcelona, the goal against Everton, the goal against Newcastle, the sealing goal against Tottenham. They're just like that game against Barcelona is still just like I'll watch like the corner taken quickly,
Yep.
and just like. Again, dude, it's just like I'm gonna the hair is just gonna stick through the shirt. It's just like I keep getting goosebumps. It elicits such a romantic emotion. He is one that I again wanted so badly to stay. I will go to my deathbed saying that the reason that we could not find a way to win the Champions League game against Real Madrid is because that season he got injured in like before the last game of the season and was not an option to come off the bench in that game once we went one down.
It's on record now.
It is on record, and I will fight to the death that if he had come in, we would have found a way because the dude doesn't score many, but when he does, they are game-changing goals.
I cannot deny that.
So
Cannot deny that.
now going from a purely aesthetics,
Okay.
and I'll start with the female. I think the easy one.
Yeah.
And Alex Morgan, I think, was an easy choice.
I mean,
she's beautiful. She's super talented. She plays for the US of A, and I think that was an easy option. Now, Alex Morgan, I think is like the beautiful, the one that you take home to mom.
Oh yeah.
If you kind of want that one that
A little edgier.
she plays for Aston Villa. Alicia Lehman. This is one that...
Oh.
Yeah.
Whew.
Yeah, you...
Whew. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I've got 3 layers on, but
just might want to take one off. So...
Get warm in here.
But anyway, I'll stick... I mean, she's just kind of like an honorable mention, but Alex is the one you take home to meet mom,
Yeah.
to meet grandma, and
Yeah.
just... And then my male pick
Okay.
is Olivier Giroud.
Olivier Giroud. Go on.
I mean, as far as like handsome men are concerned, he's a handsome Frenchman.
Hey.
He's just I don't know. I think also like outside of this, flies under the radar. He's had an unbelievable career.
He sure has.
I mean, still going, but I think Olivier Giroud, as far as a male player, if I had to plant one on, he's and just purely on, you know, facial.
Fascinating.
Really?
No,
you don't? Do you not?
No, I'm not surprised. He's No, he's 37. Not like the age matters, but
I'm 30. I'm 39.
yeah, you sure are. I always thought, and this is going to be weird, I always thought I had like a slight resemblance to him.
Well, now you've made it.
Maybe it's the beak. Do you
Now
want? Do you want to kiss me?
Now you've made it weird. This is like
No, maybe it's just the beak.
This is like when George introduces Jerry to his girlfriend, and Kramer goes, "You look just like Jerry," and then it goes down this weird. Now you made it weird.
I'm sorry, man. Not sorry. Yeah. So to circle back, I was Ryder wanted to write, and he's like, "Well, I don't know, because like I don't know many like girl players." I'm like, dude, it doesn't matter. If you want to freaking like, I don't care. Like, who do you want to kiss or get kissed from? And I was like, well, hey, listen, here's some female soccer players, like whatever. Like, you know, obviously the Liverpool team, you watch enough soccer. And I showed him a picture of Alex Morgan and Hope Solo, and he was like, oh. I was like, yeah, man. He's like, they're really pretty, Dad. I'm like, well, yeah, they are really pretty. They're also professional soccer players.
You know, Hope Solo's beehole is on the internet.
Was not aware.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not like well versed in.
No, I know.
Noted.
Anyway,
Noted.
So Alex Morgan and Hope Solo.
Yeah.
Good picks.
Good. I mean, again,
I'm interested to hear your picks.
Both classically beautiful. So my pick, I racked my brain about this, and me being, you know, the more emotional type, like I want Allison Becker to just like scoop me up in his arms and just cradle me like a child, and just like, I feel like he has such like a comforting presence about him. Maybe it's like the goalkeeper thing where he protects the net, that I just want to be like, everything's okay, and like pick me up and just give me a on the forehead and be like, say goodnight or whatever that is in Portuguese. So yeah, there you go. That was my pick. That was literally it.
That was it?
Because I didn't know. Because I figured like you might go with like Klopp. You might go. I was just like whatever. That just like clicked with me. The idea that like
no. I would. Klopp is for me is a very father son feel.
Yeah. And maybe this is the thing with Allison. It's just like even though like I'm
Don't
pretty
say you
sure
wanna kiss
we're
her.
older than he is.
Oh yeah.
It's
Well,
just like,
100% are.
he just has this like very like.
There's no way he's almost 40.
I know, dude. I feel like he has this very like comforting paternal aspect to him that I'm just like, huh, yeah. Now, if I'm going sheer looks,
Yeah.
Dominic Szoboszlai,
Oh yeah.
or I mean David Beckham, but I want to be kissed on both cheeks by him and Posh at the same time. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much.
Szoboszlai's a good one.
Yeah, sure is. Very, very handsome.
Yeah.
Very handsome. Yeah, those are my picks.
All right.
I feel weird. I didn't get like anger out though.
I liked it though. I mean, not to do it every
I'll
episode.
start crying. You want me to start talking about like
No.
more moments in soccer?
No.
I'll just start openly weeping,
No. So,
jamming up the audio.
good change of pace. Think we learned something about both of us and some of our listeners as well. So appreciate it. But let's close it out with what our final thoughts of the wine is and the score. I think we've kind of, unless there's new tasting notes, I don't think we need to rehash those. So just, I think your overall thoughts and score.
Yeah, the only new tasting note I got as I just took like another sip as it kind of like warmed up a little bit, a lot more vanilla. Like my last sip was like I got it. It definitely is drier than what we've consumed over the last 8 episodes.
Correct.
With that being said, yeah.
Candy apple.
Candy apple. Okay. A little bit of sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could be the fact that we've been chugging this 14% absolute fastball.
It is really, really good. I am going to highly recommend, once folks listen to this, whenever it comes out, like, buy it online. You can get it through Vivino. If you're in the Massachusetts area, find yourself a Vin Bin. On Wednesday, find yourself a Sin Bin. That is vernacular for the bits.
Land the plane.
Sorry. It's awesome. I'm going high score. I'm going 9.3 on this.
Jesus Christ!
Dude, I'm telling you, I would buy this. I'm going to buy this again this week.
But that's set the bar like...
It's, at least now we have a gauge.
9.3.
9.3. Mark it.
So...
Pick it, stick it.
So I'm serious. I'm definitely candy apple. Like that...
Yeah.
That sweet-coated...
Look at that caramel.
No, not caramel. That's a caramel apple. A candy apple. It's the red one that you almost break your tooth on. What? You've never had a candy apple? It's the red. It's hard.
No.
Are you fucking serious?
No. I've tried a caramel apple once and I hated it. I grew up next to...
We're going to circle back to that offline.
I grew up next to an apple orchard. I was like a purist of the apple variety. I get apples whenever I want.
I can't believe you never had a candy apple. Okay, anyway.
Yeah,
so you don't know what I'm talking about, but once you have a candy apple, it's there. This is the best wine we've had, hands down. I kind of went back through my scores to kind of see what my baseline was. This is going to be my highest score. This is going to be my first score in the 8s.
Okay.
I'm going to give this an 8.4.
It's a great score. Great
9.3 is just...
It's awesome.
Yeah. Hey, the heart wants what it wants. This is why we do...
This is a month of romance.
Yeah, so.
Passion.
It is the month of romance. And to that, as we both given our score, next episode, as we talk about the month of love, sometimes things don't work out.
They don't.
So this next episode is going to be all about the one that got away, or the ones that got away. And to that, so part of it is we're gonna have to do some research.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to do some research.
I'm probably gonna cry again.
Is going to be from a team perspective. Players that were part of a program, probably maybe a bigger club, most likely a bigger club, that were sold because, maybe they didn't see the potential or they weren't. And then
business
absolutely blew up.
Okay.
So that's going to be one part of it.
Okay.
And then the other one is going to be more of a personal perspective from a fan, players that coaches.
All right.
Maybe that's when we give Klopp his due. Coaches, players, people who have left the club that you do the Dumb and Dumber. Goodbye, my love. So that's going to be, and we're gonna just do a second round of most kissable face.
Are we?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
We're gonna go different then.
Yeah.
Right.
100%.
You gotta.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we're in the month. It doesn't feel right. We're doing everything about romance. It doesn't feel right to do a punchable face.
Okay.
So we're just going to do a second
Unless,
round.
again, it's like a consensual, like, violent thing. Unless that's like what you're, like, into.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's not what... There's got to be a different podcast. Right?
Yeah, I don't know.
So, yeah. So we're going to do a second round of it. I love Jess writing in, but we have listeners. They got to be other people. I would love to hear their opinions on who... And again, past players...
Mm-hmm.
You can talk in their prime. Doesn't have to be if they're decrepit.
Hey, they could be dead.
Yeah.
That's like
you wouldn't want to kiss them when they're dead, but we
unless you're again.
Yeah.
Unless you're into that thing.
2024, no judgment there. Okay. So we're gonna do another round of most kissable face, and now that I've kind of hit the front runners, I'm really gonna dig deep. So
okay,
I'm liking it. The wine that we're gonna be drinking is the one that got away, the one that my beloved wife Jess,
baby, come back,
drank. We never got to do for episode 2, so we found a place that has it. So, Rye, read that wine out again officially, and hopefully nothing happens for next episode. But this is going to be the one that got away. What is it?
All right, it is the Cantele Salice Salentino. It is a DOC Reserva. It is a 2018 Reserve. It is an Italian red. So we're going back to back Italian wines.
It's all about the love.
Passion, desire, romance, Spanish.
I'm going to stop him right there and say that we would love to keep going. But as always, via our review, we're officially out of wine and thus must put the final cork into today's episode. So we're just going to say, listen to us next time on another exciting episode of Vino Volley. Rye, take us out.
I was going to go on a whole diatribe about Valentine's Day. No, I'm not going to do that. I won't do that. Get weird. Get weird with it. Listen, show the one you love a good time. Whatever that means.
That's how you're
No, I had way more planned, but then I got off my game and...
Just read what's on the paper.
Folks, I hope you enjoyed this a little bit different Vino Volley. A little happier, a little more romantic. See you all next time. As always, remember to sip and soccer responsibly. We bid you a Freddie adieu.